A fellow modeler gave me this through Trestle bridge, and I thought it would be great to add it to the layout. So I've taken the bridge that I had right here I was thinking about, so I'm taking it out, and I will put this in right here. But as you can see, it covers some ground that needs to be removed. Fortunately, it's just foam and wood. It can be cut and redone. And I was a little worried about this piece right here anyway, because as you can see, it slants. And I was trying to figure out how to fix that. But if I put the bridge in right here, it goes clear past the slanted spot, which solves that whole problem. So it's just a matter of figuring out how far down to cut and then slope it. And then this piece here, I can probably just unscrew this whole piece and take this out and have the tunnel portal that I need to make here, move it back to here. So that's the plan. Let's get started. So the first thing I want to do is get the bridge level with the other bridge here, and that looks like it's about spot on. It's resting on the wood, so there's my height. So I'll put that height there. So I get my handy foam that I've still got a little bit left of, and I set the bridge on it so I can get the width. So I'd prefer to do things visually. I know I can measure twice in that, but if I have the actual equipment, I can just lay it down, take a good look at it, and see where we're at. Same thing with this. I know that's the correct height because it's laying on the workbench, so I just set it up the way I had it, mark it off, and then cut it out. And now it's demolition time. Tear this stuff out and see what it looks like when I get it all tore out of here. Using knives and scrapers, able to get that out. We'll get a saw and screwdriver in that and see if we can pull this thing back some too. that cut back, that slot cut out. I might be able to carve that into brickwork, or I'll just cover it with my timbers when I make my tunnel opening here. So we'll see. And it looks like I got some more brown paint to do. So there's the expanse that the bridge is going to cover. So it's cut out. Now let's see what we can do about installing. I got the track in place, but as I worked on this and soldered this kink here is really starting to bother me. So it's in the back of my mind as I keep working on this thing, because I'm thinking this has got to go. That's not going to work. So one of the first things I need to do is move the bridge that's in place over just a little bit. So I carefully tore it up and got an 8-pound weight to hold the thing down because it was wanting to lean. But I got it in place and got the glue in place and let it sit overnight. Okay, so it's binding up right here. So I took out the weld that I put in, and I put in this small curve that's supposed to go on the end of the Atlas switches to kind of line me up with the bridge here. So I'm going to solder that into place and put the next piece on across the bridge. So down on the other side of the bridge, I've got the turnout to go out to Brewer Metal Works and Car Chemical. Go out that way. But I'm going to solder the pieces here. And in reworking this section, I pulled the track up, so I've refastened it, put some cans on it to weigh it down and hold it into place. So let's remove the cans and see how well this thing works. One last project is I have a section of track over here that the engines stall out. I have scrubbed it and cleaned the track, but it gets on this section and will not go. So I decided, since I tore out the section back there and put the through trestle in and soldered all the joints together, I might as well, while I'm tearing track up and that, continue on. So I found a piece that fits and put it in place, and then on my handmade scratch-built trestle bridge, the same thing. Cars were derailing. I had a couple of sections of track there, so I pulled that all out as well. Now that that's all done, tracks are all redone and replaced. The trial run is going and the cars are not derailing. So I have resolved some of the issues that I've had, and we'll see how this thing goes. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. So in the meantime, keep on keeping on.